April 26th may be just a date on the calendar to you, but it's got special meaning to me. Happy Monday night. It's great to have you inside here on Facebook Live inside the Channel 13 studios. Coming up, I'm going to tell you why April 26th, 4 years ago, was a very important personal day for me. We'll talk about the day that God saved my life from an internal bleeding incident. I'm going to share some of my thoughts about that day 4 years ago. Also tonight, we're going to be talking about our big story. Why is the city of Chicago filing a lawsuit against an Indiana gun store? We're going to be talking to friend of the show, Alan Carter. Also, one step closer to seeing those Indy honor flights resuming. So those Indiana war heroes are able to go back to D.C. and see the memorials that are built in their honor. It's a good story. We hope that you're going to stick around for the big show on that. But freshly back from West Lafayette, where she saw her Purdue son, Angela, back in the house tonight. And Angela, you've got a tremendous forecast coming up in terms of weather. You got some really nice weather tomorrow, don't you?
If you like today, you're really going to like tomorrow.
Not hearing you. Not hearing you.
Oh, gosh, I do it. Somebody ought to, that's twice in less than a week.
I'm
Thaddeus.
not counting. I'm not counting. But now we can hear you.
Okay, good.
So tell us about tomorrow's weather.
Okay, I'll tell you about tomorrow's weather, and I'll tell you about my trip up to Purdue as well.
Yeah, good.
If you like today, you're going to like tomorrow.
Yep.
Sunny, 75. We're going to make it to 81 tomorrow, and that's going to be near record warmth.
Nice.
58 tomorrow morning, so you're not even going to need a jacket tomorrow morning.
I love it.
Just take the sunglasses.
Yep.
73 at noon. 78 at 2, and then we'll be in that range of, say, 78 to maybe as warm as 82 from 2 o'clock on.
Wow.
Yes, it will be a nice, warm, kind of a summer feel for tomorrow. And I'll encourage you to take advantage of it, especially if you are doing things outside or need the dry time, because come Wednesday, Thursday, rain and storm chances return. So tomorrow's going to be a dry day, and then we get another one on the other side of that Wednesday, Thursday, but that won't be until Friday. So take advantage of tomorrow. And I have to tell you, campus was beautiful today.
Yeah,
I thought,
Purdue looking great.
Oh my gosh, I thought for sure we'd see a little more destruction from the snow that we had, a week ago. And then the 2 freezes in a row, but boy, their flowering trees were just so vibrant today. It looked great. I always try to get up around Dead Week, which is the week before finals. Finals are next week for Purdue students. Just to, take them to lunch, get a little encouragement.
Yeah.
We're almost there.
Is your son doing okay?
Yeah, it's been, I think, a rough year for a lot of students, really from elementary school on, with COVID and
remote
doing
learning.
Schooling from home, wearing masks, everything that has changed, the social events that have been nothing. And it's even been hard on those older students, the college level student. And so I think at times they feel like they're doing a lot of work and not really getting much teaching on the other side because it's all virtual.
Yeah, that's a hard thing.
So it's tough.
But I know seeing you was probably great for your son today. So.
Yeah, we took a nice long walk to lunch and a nice long walk back, and it was beautiful.
Awesome. Okay, we're going to talk to you in a few minutes. Angela, thanks so much for that update on the forecast tomorrow. All right, let's talk about our big story tonight. We wondered, why is the city of Chicago filing a lawsuit against an Indiana store? What is going on there? So as part of our big story coverage tonight, friend of the show, Alan Carter, joining us from home tonight. Tell us about your story, Alan.
Well, yeah, Scott, kind of a surprising lawsuit that was announced today. It's the city of Chicago is going to be suing an Indiana gun dealer. This is a store that is in Gary, Indiana, obviously right across the state line, real close to Chicago, but they're really alleging that there are kind of a breeding ground for people to go up there, buy guns and then transfer those guns to either criminals or they some reason find them on the crime scenes. In some cases, there's been reports of guns that were found that came from this store within less than 24 hours that were possibly connected to murders within the city of Chicago. Of course, everyone knows about Chicago because of the gun violence, really pandemic epidemic that is going on in that city. But they say part of the reason is because the guns, even though they have tight gun laws in Illinois, is that people are just bringing those guns directly over from state lines from Indiana into Chicago and into Illinois.
And for people that may not follow this kind of story, these straw purchases, can you explain that to our Facebook friends?
Yeah, straw purchase is essentially when someone goes to a gun store, purchases a gun legally, but they do that with the intention, knowingly, that they're going to be passing it on to someone else. And that's likely a person that, may have a criminal record that otherwise cannot go out and buy a gun on their own because of federal law. So, that in itself is an illegal purchase when you're buying a gun to deliver potentially to someone else. And they say that's really something that's been going on at this store here in Gary. And that was really one of the things that was concerning to them. In fact, they had one situation where they said, this is according to the lawsuit, that they had one individual who made 19 handgun purchases over 14 different transactions in less than 6 months, rather in a 6-month period. And they said those guns ended up being transferred to other individuals within the city of Chicago.
It's an important story. Alan Carter will be on it as part of our big story coverage on 13 News at 11. Alan, thanks so much. Good seeing you, my friend.
You bet. Thanks.
All right, there's Alan Carter. We'll see him tonight at 11 o'clock. Also, we're going to show you why tracing guns that are used in crimes is not a simple task. We're going to go ahead and work that through you tonight on 13 News at 11. All right, let's bring Angela back. I think one of the stories that made us all smile today was hearing that these Indy Honor flights may be resuming later this year. I mean, isn't that going to be great news if that ends up happening, Angela?
It is going to be great because they've missed out, and I think it's something they look forward to, and their families look forward to. Paying honor to them, and we've missed it.
Yeah, we have.
For months, if not a year. So it would be great to have those back. Obviously coming back with some safety protocol and some conditions surrounding who gets to go and what you have to do before you can go. But yes, it's good to have them back.
Yeah, it was my favorite story of the day. So Jenny Runovich tells us some of the new rules that are going into place that may get these honor flights off the ground. Here's Jenny.
It was supposed to be a 90th birthday present to salute Charles Sandlin's naval service during the Korean War. A free trip to Washington, D.C. with Indy Honor Flight, his daughter going along as guardian.
Just such an honor, like what a cool thing. And I'll get emotional, sorry, to be able to participate with my dad. Like what a cool thing.
But the pandemic postponed their plans for over a year. Honor flights nationwide grounded through August to protect veterans' health.
It's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and we want to make sure we do it right.
During the delay, 5 Indiana veterans have passed away, and the flight's waiting list is up to 1,000 aging heroes.
We get notices all the time, hey, when are we going to go, when are we going to go, when are we going to go? It's just every day, and they're ready. They're very ready.
And now, signs of hope. Arlington National Cemetery, where veterans visit, recently reopened, and the National Honor Flight Network just put out new rules for potential travel this fall.
And that anyone that wants to fly in 2021 will have to be vaccinated. So that will apply to the entire staff, volunteers, photographers, medics, the veterans and their guardians, who are their escorts for the day.
So I was really quick to tell our bus captains, hey, we're both ready to go. Like we were first in line for our vaccinations, and we are first in line for the honor flights.
There are still a lot of safety steps before they can visit the D.C. memorials.
We have to have the aircraft, we have to have the food service, we have to have the buses.
And safe access to Plainfield High School for that memorable welcome home. But vaccines are bringing optimism that this tangible tribute will resume soon.
I'm getting goosebumps right now, just thinking about, the ability to walk with him. That memorial in particular is very moving.
Perhaps a 91st birthday gift for her Hoosier hero.
It will be the highlight of the year for him.
We sure are hoping that all of these war heroes are able to participate in these Indy Honor flights, and perhaps it will happen this year, Angela.
It would be a great 91st birthday gift for sure.
Sure is. All right, let me go ahead and close with a couple of personal thoughts about what this day means to me. This is April 26th. 4 years ago, I was in a hospital in critical condition after suffering a pretty scary incident. I had just finished up the noon newscast, had a bad stomach ache, decided to go to the hospital to find out what was going on. Got to the hospital and became unconscious because I had a small, medium-sized artery that had burst near my stomach. Ended up losing consciousness, Doctors needed to see me at a larger hospital. It was hailing that night. Wasn't sure that I was going to actually survive the trip on the ambulance, but I managed to get to the hospital. The bleeding somehow stopped along the ways, and wanted to share a couple of pictures from that night. 4 years ago tonight, there I am in the hospital. I was in bad shape. I was in critical condition. My blood pressure was 50/30. I lost a lot of blood that night. Ended up spending 12 days in the hospital. Got a lot of great messages from friends and family. And I had a lot of support, not only from my daughter here, who's a nurse, came and visited me in the hospital, but a lot of colleagues from Channel 13, including General Manager Larry DeLea and News Director Jeff Rossetti. There's Dave Calabro and Marie Tiernan there. And I got out of the hospital 12 days later. They determined that I had this rare autoimmune disease, something called vasculitis pan, that caused this medium artery to burst down near my stomach. I had no idea I even had this autoimmune disease, but I was told by the doctor, Randy Irwin and the great medical team at St. Vincent Hospital, if I took a drug for a year and came back, they'd do a scan on me and likely it would go away. So that's what I did. Came back a year later, did a scan. They looked at the area in my stomach and no evidence of disease. So here I am 4 years later, feeling as though I am a miracle, and definitely praising God for the healing touch that I believed happened in the back of that ambulance 4 years ago. So April 26th may be a date just on the calendar, may just be Monday to you, but I can tell you that April 26th will always be a very special day for me, Angela, because of what God did to me, using the medical team at St. Vincent, Dr. Randy Irwin, and all the great nurses and techs over there. And a lot of prayers from our viewers, and feel great. Have no evidence of the disease. I'm back doing everything I was, but just so thankful for everybody here at Channel 13, and thankful for being able to do what I enjoy doing, which is doing the news.
Yeah, well, and you know, an important day for not only you, but your family and your Channel 13 family as well. I remember getting updates through Ann, who really was, you know, the main source of information. And, you know, when you're, you know, have someone in the hospital, you don't want to bother them. You don't want to, you know, so I remember sending a couple of emails, but then I remember asking Ann every day, okay, what's the update? What's the update?
Right.
What's the update? And she was so gracious to make sure that everyone knew how you were doing.
Yeah.
And did she follow the ambulance that night? I mean, she was there.
Yeah, she was there almost the entire time.
Yeah.
I mean, great friend, great friend. And and was, you know, it just, you know, we work together, but we are great friends here at the station. Yeah. And so anyway, I just wanted to share that with you. Thank you if you prayed for me 4 years ago on April 26th, but man, I feel great tonight. And I've got a lot to be thankful for, that's for sure. Yes, and our viewers all chiming in. So, yes, thanks. Blessings to you and your family, and God is good. From all the time. Teresa and Linda and Lisa. Yeah, 700 Club did a story about it, and I've posted that on my Facebook page. Oh, great. So anyway, it's just a night for me to just reflect on all the great things that God has done in my life. So, and you're doing some great things with the forecast, because I think we're going to all be enjoying the weather tomorrow, aren't we?
You know, but it's funny. People ask me, "Do you take credit for days like?" No, I do not, because then
you don't want to be blamed on bad
because
days.
then I have to take credit for last Monday night and Tuesday morning when we had several inches of spring snow. But none of that in the forecast, and it is kind of hard to believe that last week at this time we were tracking snow.
I know, wasn't that amazing?
And now we have 81 in the forecast for tomorrow, a week later.
I'm going to be spending a lot of time outside, right?
Tomorrow's going to be a great day to do that.
Love it. All right. Facebook friends, thanks so much for joining us tonight on this April 26th. Be sure to join Angela and I. We will be with you tonight on 13 News at 11. Thanks again for joining us. Have a great evening.